All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we have breaking, urgent, incredible, unbelievable, spectacular, disappointing news that once again, Devin Haney has been ducked. This time by a major welterweight, former welterweight champion that has turned down an offer to fight Devin the Dream Haney. And if you believe that, okay. But we'll talk about what they're saying anyway, as Keith Thurman is now catching strays from Team Devin Haney. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about yet another rumor that is out there about people ducking Devin Haney. This, I have to tell you, man, second to COVID and influenza, has to be the worst pandemic that we have seen in a while, specifically because it is such a specific virus that goes around Devin Haney and Devin Haney alone, where every fighter ducks him. The line just continues to grow, and this time it is Keith Thurman, right on the back of Subriel Matias, on the back of Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson and Gary Russell and Teofimo Lopez and the list goes on. Before I get into the details of this though, and I hope you understand what I'm doing and you hear the extreme sarcasm in my voice, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean a lot. Thank you specifically to Vincent, who is a new supporter in the super thanks, man. Thank you for the $2 holler. It means a lot, man. Trust me, even that big time. And thank you again, D Murphy. I gotta write you back for the sponsorship. And again, Matty Yo. But let's get into this. And also to you, Devin Haney, abusees that keep getting this stuff pushed past your ear. And you believed it the first time, then you believed it the second time, and then you believed it the third time, and then the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh and the eighth and the ninth and the 10th. Because, hey, man, you know the saying, it is easier to fool someone than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. However, I'm going to do my best in this particular video to set things aright for the latest person who is out there in the blogosphere ducking Devin Haney, and that is former unified welterweight champion Keith one-time Thurman. Now, as you know, Devin Haney beat Regis Prograis at 140 pounds to become a two-division champion. I have to say this every time I do a Devin Haney fan because I believe that this is the most important thing about Devin Haney. He is an extremely, extremely good fighter. And he is somebody that if you really enjoy the sport of boxing, you will really enjoy watching. He's not the biggest knockout puncher in the world, even though I do believe eventually a knockout will come. Just think he needs to step on the gas and take a little bit more risk, and he'll be able to do that. However, terrific, terrific fighter, even without that. Was a unified, undisputed champion at 140 pounds, and he at 135 pounds, and now holds a belt by beating Regis Prograis, now a former two-time 140-pound champion. The problem with Devin Haney is his fans and the media around him, because they try their absolute best to hype this man beyond all belief. And that in and of it just itself is not the bad part. It's their insistence on throwing other fighters under the bus and throwing mud on them in order to big up Devin Haney. That is what the part that I find, the sole part that I find the most ridiculous. So now word comes out, and trust you me, I'm going to break this down in the ridiculousness of this. That right on the back of something that Devin Haney's father, manager, trainer, the guy that runs his promotional company, Bill Haney, said, which is that Subriel Matias priced himself out of a Devin Haney fight. Not 2 days after Devin won the belt, which seems to me, seeing it was a weekend, a little fast. But says that he turns down $4 million. And no, that he asks for $4 million to fight Devin. Winds up that that's not true. However, only after a bunch of videos are done, bunch of conversations are had, calling Subriel Matias a duck for absolutely no reason. So once everybody discovers that that's not true, along comes Tuesday. And you know what it is. Tuesday, it's another day for somebody to duck Devin. So who is it on Tuesday? It moves to Keith Thurman. Because now the word is that Keith Thurman refuses a fight with Devin Haney. He says he's not going to be ready for Devin Haney for at least a year, 2025. Keith Thurman has not fought since April of 2022. So as of right now, he has not fought in a year and 8 months. April of next year, which is the earliest you'll possibly see him in that ring, will be April, will be 2 years. And let me tell you who you're going to see him in the ring with when you see him fight. You're going to see him in the ring with more than likely Mario Barrios, who is fighting for who's the WBC interim champion. Keith Thurman will probably have a rematch with Mario Barrios for the full WBC title when Terrence Crawford drops the belt. So why in the world would Keith Thurman be having conversations with Devin Haney about a fight when Devin Haney is not even in the weight class? So how likely is it that Keith Thurman really said to anybody, specifically Devin Haney's team, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be ready to fight you until 2025. It's absolutely ridiculous on his face. And it is just so over the top and makes it so difficult. And I don't care, it's difficult for me to really get behind that whole movement for Devin Haney, because it's a very solid, good product that's propped on throwing mud and making everybody else look bad. It's like a pretty woman with the worst character flaw. Like, it's a pretty woman that walks in the room and just with her nose turned up on the air, complaining about the food and asking why you didn't vacuum the floor and I don't like the color matchup on your shirt. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Stop, please. Stop framing everybody for a duck. Stop trying to incite conversations by making other people look bad. Because at this point in time, the only person that's making people look bad, is Devin. Because everybody knows they just flat out lied about Subriel Matias. Just lied about it. He didn't talk to Subriel Matias' team. Peter Kahn was the person he said he talked to. Peter Kahn doesn't represent Subriel Matias. And the people that did represent Subriel Matias said they never talked to him. So then the supporters of Devin Haney come up with this cockamamie garbage about how somebody, mystery man, called him and acted and pretended as if they were Subriel Matias' team and asked for $4 million. Bill Haney can find what? That's why you said that you spoke to Peter Kahn, because somebody impersonated Peter Kahn, even though you know Peter Kahn represents George Kambosos, and you just had 2 fights with a Peter Kahn fighter and George Kambosos. You forgot who what Peter Khan sounded like in between the Regis Prograis fight and your George Kambosos fights where you fought a fighter of his. It's just ridiculous, man. And for people to say that anybody points this stuff out is a hater of Devin, no, they're a hater of BS. Because I like Keith Thurman as a fighter, man. I like Subriel Matias as a fighter. I like Gervonta Davis as a fighter. I like Ryan Garcia as a fighter. I like Tio as a fighter. There's nothing wrong with people. Man, people say they're a fan of boxing, but then they find one guy, and there's a difference from defending one guy and saying, hey, man, I like Tank. I think all you guys talking all this bad stuff about Tank, I don't agree with that. That's a completely different thing than me saying I like Tank and then me lying about a bunch of other fighters and what other fighters are doing and claiming things that happened didn't happen happened and making up rules that don't apply to him, rules that apply to other people, and rules to apply to other people that aren't real rules. Like only the A side can send a contract. Even though Bill Haney just said that the B side, Subriel Matias, asked for $4 million from him. So how in the world does that work? The hypocrisy is just through the roof, man. I'm telling you, next week it's going to be Errol Spence ducking. And then the week after that is going to be Canelo Alvarez ducking. And I'm looking for the reason that with Jaron Ennis is ducking. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.